York Next Up. That's what I'm bringing to y'all, the new New York, you feel me? YouTube and all my YouTubers, it's your boy 12 Vision. Y'all know the vibe, it's not a vibe, it's a big vision. NYNU, New York Next Up. We got the big designer, Ayanna. Salute to Ayanna. Ayanna, please, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from, first off?
I'm from the Lower East Side.
Word?
Yeah.
Lower East Side. What made you get into designing?
Honestly, I always liked wearing stuff that was out of the norm. And I was as soon as I saw some girl really put together an outfit, I'm like, yo, I like what you're wearing. I feel like fashion has a power over you. It's it brings an energy. So it's when you look good, you feel good and you do better. And why else would I want to do that?
You're so young. How old are you?
I just turned 20.
You're 20 years old. You're ahead of your time. You just had me sit in an interview with you and Dapper Dan. Mind blowing. At an early age though, in Harlem. This is amazing. You gotta salute yourself because you're 20 years old. You're at the very beginning of your stage, and you had a pioneer, an icon at that time. So all you're doing is you setting your standards for high standards for the near future. You got dope design. You got a dope style. You got to be New York Next Up. You understand me? I'm saluting you. Just tell the internet a little bit about yourself and about the brand you represent.
Okay.
What's the name of the brand?
My stuff is called the Golden Ghetto, and we all about changing the mindset of our people, because I feel like a lot of times there's a lot of self-hatred that happens in the black community, and we don't have any identity in ourselves. So when we learn our culture, we develop a sense of self-confidence.
Wow.
And that's what I did. And so I was like, you know what? All of our greatest artists come from the hood. All our favorite trends come from the hood. So why would they try to put ghetto as a negative connotation than what it really is? Everybody, we the culture, we set the trends, we start the things and we finish them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna say. And that's what Dapper Dan was talking to me too. Shout out to Dapper Dan, he's mad humble. Salute to Barriers, he sponsored this event. Yeah. We got free hoodies, we doing raffle tickets. So it's a lot of just black energy, and I love that. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm all about that. All about that. Yeah.
All about black energy, all about the youth, because this is the youth y'all seeing. She's only 20 years old. You can't go wrong. The name of her brand, she's representing her culture from coming out the hood, not afraid to show the world the ghetto she's representing. And ghetto ain't gotta be the slums. Ghetto could be beautiful as we are, and that's what we are. New York Next Up, we saluting this girl on her brand. Salute Ayanna, and what's the name of the brand one more time?
The Golden Ghetto.
The Golden Ghetto.
Don't forget it.
Salute. She's fly. She got it on right now.
I made this.
NYNU, New York Next Up is that girl.
What changed me the most was Malcolm's speech, right? And his speech to the grassroots. Because I couldn't understand why the hell I got high, right? So when I read Malcolm's speech to the grassroots, and in it he says, if you want to understand the flower, study the seed.
I was going to ask you about that.
So I said, you know what, I'm going to find out why I got high.
That was a class lesson for us in school.
Yeah, and I started studying the heroin epidemic, and I started reading, I said, oh, just like you did?
Yeah.
I said, oh man. And I read about the Boxer Rebellion and how the Chinese turned against the European and kicked all the Europeans out because they was bringing heroin in. The Boxer Rebellion. I said, oh,
that's what happened to our community.
After that, it was game over for me.
That's the same
so
thing.
So when I came back, I got the scholarship, right? So I get the scholarship. So they tell me, they said, listen, you got a chance. You can go to, you can get an internship for a scholarship to go to Columbia University, or you can go to Africa.
What did you do?
So the African was the 7-nation tour.
Right.
I said, well, I'm going to find out. I didn't find out why I got high. Now I'm going to find out why I'm catching hell. I wanted to find out why I was catching hell. So I went to Africa at 23 years old.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I traveled all over. I ain't going to a hotel. We stayed with families and all of that.
The people at back then, were they like okay with just bringing you from the States into their household like that? Was it all right?
Of course, man. They loved us. They loved us. Yeah, they couldn't believe it. Yeah, so we lived with families and all that. And
Can I ask you one question? I don't know if she asked already, but I came to interview her, and I'm glad I got to interview you guys together. What got you into fashion? Because I would never.
you missed that part.
I missed that part. Just real quick, just what got you into fashion?
I'm gonna give you another chapter on that too. I was telling her how fashion.
You a Dawn. You know that, right?
Fashion transformed us, right?
Okay.
I was, like I told her, I was on Lexington Avenue, 131st Street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once you walk past 131st Street, you're in the river, right?
Yes, you do.
But all that highway you see there wasn't there. You walk right down to the river. So I come from the poor state here. You walk by, we swam in that river.
Are you serious on the FDR?
Yeah, you know where the FDR, that wasn't there. You walk right down from my block, from my building.
131st Street?
And Lexington Avenue. After you leave there, you see the highway there?
Yes.
That wasn't there. You go right down to the river. So we go right down to the river, had Part Dock, and the rest of them was the bank. You know, so we would dive off the bank, so we know how to get back from the country. I already wrote that down.
Yeah.
You missed that episode. But I want to go into the deeper part. So bust this, right? So my whole family, none of us had new clothes. I was just telling them, Macy's was out. Goodwill's was out Macy's.
Right, understood.
And we all got hand-me-down clothes, right?
Okay.
So I always wanted clothes, man. It transformed me because I come from, like I was telling them, Lexington Avenue was the favelas, the lowest that you could be in Harlem. It was the lowest of the low.
Okay.
For us to live in the projects was a step up.
Are you serious?
That's right. It was a step up.
That was a luxury?
Yes, from Lexington Avenue in the tenements there. I used to be able to do like this. Hey, Ralph, are you home? I'm not saying to the next part.
Okay.
So it was like ratchets and it was the hell. My friends in the Lincoln Projects called us the desert.
Wow.
You know, so that's why the projects came about. The projects came about, they built the projects for the people who was living poor and uptight like us. We just never made it to the project, you know? So anyway, but what transformed us was clothes. Nobody knew how poor I was if I got fly with.
Period. That's what we're talking about.
So that's why I got open on
You are a legend coming from out of Harlem. We all are in Harlem right now. To hear you speak like that, and for me to understand, I felt the same way as you, Dad. That's why we be into the clothes that we are into now. But you set the trends from the very beginning, Dad. The very beginning. So I just want to salute you for that. And I'm just amazed to be in your presence right now. I just have to let you know that, man. Like you are beyond a dawn. You're a gold, Dad. You're a super gold, man.
Let me tell you something. I ain't nothing if I don't tell you all the story. This don't mean my life would be like striking a match. Once it go out, it's over. Because I gotta tell the story so y'all can strike matches. Everybody can keep striking matches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I gotta tell the story. That's why you see me everywhere. I'm not leaving Harlem, man.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? I'm walking the street. I'm everywhere. I don't care what happened. I'm gonna be here to tell these stories, dude.
Understood.
Y'all generation don't even know. I'm the last generation who saw Harlem before the drug epidemic. You hear what I'm saying? I'm the last generation who saw Harlem when nobody locked their apartments. I'm the last generation where you could not be disrespect a woman in the street. You hear what I'm saying? So I gotta be here to tell these stories. Y'all can't even imagine it.
No, we can't. I grew up in a drug epidemic. I grew up with people violating females.
That didn't start to the 60s. We didn't see no dope fiends in the street like
That's
that.
Harlem like before this. Like we were everybody like together as one? What was it?
Man, you could not disrespect a woman. All the stealing and stuff we did was downtown. That's why I gotta get a group of old guys and let you hear it. You know, you see the after hour joints?
Yes.
We had after hour joints. You know what they do? Nobody could leave the after hour joints when the churches were starting to spill up. The old heads will tell you, you go with me, you go with me like 132nd Street right here, you might see me talking to them right there on 132nd Street. You see the old heads we stand on the corner, they'll tell you that. Everything I'm telling you, I bring them to tell you something. They say, okay man, can't nobody go outside because everybody going to church. 11 o'clock, Martin Luther King, he said, 11 o'clock Sunday morning was America's most segregated hour. 11 o'clock Sunday morning in Harlem, everybody, every family was leaving out their house going to church. Yeah, I went to church 3 times a week, man. 2 times for food, 1 time for worship. We had scholars coming through teaching us. So Dr. Henry Clark, the same one who meant him out, he used to come and mentor us, right? So he says, this told me, this blew my mind. Think what he said. When the students on the editorial board asked him, he said, well, the black people, we the original people on the planet. Why are we going through what we're going through, right? And Dr. Henry Clark says, that's because of the transgression we made against each other before Europeans came into our life. That changed everything for me. Whoa. That changed everything for me. You know what I realized after that? That I had an identity crisis.
Period. That's what the same thing I had.
I kept identifying myself with 400 years of slavery instead of 100,000 years of history.
No, for real.
I'm concentrating on this 400 years
of slavery instead of educating yourself.
And all you gotta do is use your street sense. Yo, if a dude come in your neighborhood, right, and he take over your neighborhood, you dig? And now he running your neighborhood. First thing he wants, dudes on the block will say, yo, where he come from? Right. And how that happened? Why we ain't saying it?
Exactly.
You dig? How did we get into slavery? We got into slavery because of a transgression we made. We had high civilization, but our civilization crashed because of who we are and what we got into, which allowed somebody else to take over.
Right.
You understand? So that led us to this 400 years, and 400 years of blame. Yes, it's their fault for slavery, but that is a result of the effect
of us,
not the cause.
Before Gucci recognized you, you made them recognize you with your work. You understand me? Like, your work was so impeccable, it was so ahead of its time that they tried to copy and steal, and they couldn't do it in the people because you treated us so well. We had to give it back to you, and when the internet came about, we had to let them know that, man, y'all can't steal from the GOAT and the great.
Hello.
You understand me?
Hello.
So
I'm gonna give you some slime.
that's because you treated us so good. So
Back Twitter. I love my brothers, because y'all ain't gonna let nobody jump me.
No.
The sisters,
they held me down. That bomber was coming out all over the internet. Everybody was tagging, man, that did it first. That did it first. Salute the king.
all I had, that's why I keep telling you, all you have to do is last, man. Just don't quit.
Understood.
Help is on the way. The universe ain't gonna leave you out there like that.
Wow.
You understand? The universe, I guarantee you, I'm a walking example. The universe, okay.
I was gonna say this, Dad.
It's time.
I wanted to say this because you talking about how you left the streets. You talking about how you went to Africa and the people that you grew up around, nobody lasted how you last, right? Yeah. None of your friends, they either passed away of old age or disease or the drugs or whatever. You literally were the last man standing, and you didn't stand just to stand. You stood up for the community, for Harlem, bro. Like, you did something amazing for all of us. My mother know you. My grandmother know you. So for me to be speaking to you, even to be in your circumference, man, it's an appreciation right now. And the words that you're saying are truth. They come from the heart, and it's knowledge. So it's like, you are a GOAT. Like, you're a God to us. Just because, like, you treat us well as the community, and you ain't never steered us wrong. So that's why we have to salute you. You understand me? It's a salute to you, man. It's a salute to you.
Y'all have no clue, man. People say, damn, that you be able to say, man. They don't know. They think I'm inspiring them. They inspiring me. They think I'm feeding them. They feed me, you know? I can't lose. You know, they can't make me poor. You know, they couldn't break me. They can't break me because I've been as poor as you can be. Right. What they gonna punish me with? They can't. Right. They can't punish me. Right. You know, they can't punish me. It's funny, right? They say, come on down. Nobody gonna see you. dig? I had to swallow my pride. I hadn't been on the subway for 21 years. I had to swallow my pride and go down there, go downtown, and get fabric. Rolls of fabric. You know how when you get on the train, right?
Yeah.
You get on the train and you open the door, you know how you go to that side where the other doors is at?
Right.
I'll be there hugging 3 rolls of fabric. that I gotta bring uptown. You know what I'm saying? To start all over again. You know, they see me, dudes see me like coming across the street, they be cracking up on me. You know what I'm saying? I had a 3-story building, a 3-story building on 125th Street.
Yes, you did.
I had 12 Africans working in the day, 11 at night. I had a 2,000 square foot factory on 120th Street and everything in Harlem, where I did the cars, you know what I'm saying? I lost all of it. Everything. I had the Jeep, you saw the Jeep?
Yeah, with the interior. Yeah.
The MCM.
Yep.
I had my Benz with the Gucci in it.
Yep.
I ain't even ride that. I rode around in my van. You understand? I parked that Lawson in front of the store.
Right.
Advertising like that. I had all that I lost. You did? And I had to start all over again. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3, 4 times I had to start all over.
Wow, so consistency is the key.
Every time they rated me to start.
Consistency is the key, never giving up what you're saying, and studying that seed.
It's the ego.
It's the ego.
If I didn't let go of that ego, I wouldn't have been. Anything might have happened. You know, a lot of dudes you see suffering, they suffer because they couldn't let go of that ego, so they start getting high to drown that. They get caught up in that, man. I said, I ain't going for that. I'm just starting over like that, kept starting over.
Wow, and that's why you never lost, Dad.
30 years.
30 years and you never lost. You never gave up. What kind of mind frame? You have to be extremely strong to go like that. I said you have to be extremely strong. You have to have a strong mind frame. So you have to build the mind pretty much, basically, for anything you do. A lot of reading. Y'all heard from Dapper himself. A lot of reading, youth. A lot of reading. Build this mind. The mind is the strongest muscle in the body.
A lot of spiritual reasons.